It's been revealed that the number of private security contractors working for the US war effort in Iraq and Afghanistan has greatly increased. While troops are being pulled out, a Pentagon report says that the number of contractors working for the US Defense Department has increased by up to 30% since President Obama came to office. This figure has now swelled to some 250,000 working for companies such as Blackwater and Triple Canopy. Well, for more on the story, let's now cross live to the US, where RT's Marina Portnaya is standing by in New York. Hello to you, Marina. So what does this rise in so-called private armies mean for Obama's promise to withdraw from Iraq and for the surge in Afghanistan?
Well, the rise in these so-called mercenary armies in Iraq and Afghanistan is being dubbed as a privatization of war. Under the short tenure of the Obama administration, there has been a significant increase in the number of security personnel deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. Reports indicate that the number of outsourced personnel has shot up to 250,000. There's been an increase of private security contractors of nearly 25% in Iraq and nearly 30% in Afghanistan. So even though U.S. President Barack Obama has promised to withdraw troops from Iraq, we are seeing that there is being an increase of private security personnel deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. And this essentially allows Washington to keep its grip on the operations taking place there. Now, it should be noted that some of these private contractors carry weapons. Some of them don't. Some of them support combat troops. Some of them are Americans, some are not. They are also being dubbed by many critics as shadow warriors, and that is because, first of all, the death of these war contractors are not accounted for. They're not included, their injuries are not included in the total count that we receive from the U.S. government. But more importantly, the private military contracts, critics say, are not held accountable, or there's no oversight for their operations, for the civilian casualties that could allegedly be caused by them. They essentially operate, some watchdog groups say, in secrecy. There's no accountability for their actions, and it allows Washington to sort of wash their hands with what's happening there. And this essentially is a problem that many critics are following, and a problem that many charge President Obama of contradiction and hypocrisy.
Well, because of that lack of accountability that you refer to there, Marina, there have been quite a few scandals, haven't there, over the past few years concerning these contractors, the most well-known of which was involving the Blackwater group in Iraq. So how is all of this going down with the public in the States? And is this something that few people actually know about?
That's right. It's very important that you mentioned Blackwater, because there was a few scandals involving Blackwater. Blackwater still does operate in Iraq under a different name, and President Obama and Washington recently signed a contract with Blackwater, formerly Blackwater, now and a company called XE. As far as how this story is going down in the press, it's remained under the radar, shall we say. This topic has not garnered nearly as much attention as, shall we say, Michelle Obama's wardrobe does when she's in the United States and traveling throughout the world. What we've seen reported on this topic has mostly been on blogs, on websites. From what I've noticed, no, there's not been a lot of attention given to this topic by the mainstream media, and we do find that this is a repeated case when it comes to stories involving the war or stories involving foreign international topics. So this case right now is not being given a lot of attention by mainstream media, but Americans are following it more online.
Okay, Marina, thank you very much for now. That was RT's Marina Portnaya reporting for us from New York.